Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon, we back. We are back. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and all of that good stuff. Hopefully you guys are all doing well and enjoying your day. Okay, we are back for part two. Número dos. Okay? We are back at it again. We got some things we have got to talk about for sure. Very interesting things that have been going on as of late. So we got to talk about those things here in just a minute. But hopefully you guys have been enjoying the show, the first show. And for those of y'all who are hopping over here on the part two, I appreciate you guys hopping over here on part two. I don't know if I'm going to do this like that, like do a part two tomorrow. I might just go straight through, let it run. But I don't know yet. We're gonna see how this one goes. All right. But please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Please and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, make sure you hit that follow button. Of course, crush that subscribe button here on my main channel, right here on YouTube. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there. Make sure those notification bells are set to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because a lot of times it's random too. Okay? So make sure you're doing that. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And, of course, check out pascalmerch.com. Okay? Please and thank you. All right, guys. It was a very short lunch break. I'm going to be real. It was a lot faster, a lot shorter than I expected, but I was glad to get a quick break from everything and get up, walk around, stretch the legs, etc. But we're here for the latter half of this trial. I got to be honest. I don't know if we're going to see Jane Doe today. I don't know if we are. It really depends on how long they're talking. Excuse me. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I have a feeling it's not going to be a long, or it might be a long, it might be a long testimony with Bana. If I'm correct, it's Bana, not Bana. Because Bryana, I get it. So it might be a longer testimony with her. So I don't know if we're going to get, if we're going to have Jane Doe. She might come in at the very, very, very last minute just to have her come in, swear in, etc. I don't know. But it's just a vibe I'm getting, okay? It's a vibe that I'm getting right now. But we'll see what happens here, all right? Nikki, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And also, Mika, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family, Mika. Appreciate the support. Real talk. Thank you. And just like Mika, consider becoming a member by hitting that join button down below. Support the channel if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right. We out here working hard in these streets. All right. But I think, like I said, I might just do I'll take the break, but it'll be like, I'll probably play something in the meantime, while I go and take my break instead of just cutting the feed and starting a brand new one. But like I said, I'm trying this out to see how it goes. You know what I mean? If this one works or if it might be better to just do one continuous stream. We'll see what happens, okay? But nonetheless, we are still covering this. We're keeping an eye on this trial, and it has been very, very interesting. Now, one thing is for sure. The only reason why we had Frank Piazza up on the stand is to make sure and to confirm that the actual video is authentic. That's it. Just to confirm that the video from the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles is 110% authentic. And that's exactly what he said. He said, this thing is authentic without question. Miss me with the nonsense. Don't try me. Because what we understand is that This is authentic, and there's no way of changing things. Okay? No way of convincing the jury or anyone else otherwise that he indeed did what he did in that video and he was caught red-handed. And that's one thing that they confirmed. There it is. Of course, defense tried. They be trying though, right? They were trying. They tried that. Basically going, oh, no. Well, are we sure? Are you sure that that's what's really going on? Are you sure this is authentic? You don't see that little digital ghost thing going on there? Could this have been messed with? Could it have been manipulated? And the guy, Frank Piazza, is like, no manipulation whatsoever. So again, also, let's not forget, can we just not forget, at least the court of public opinion cannot forget the fact that he did a video. The video is him sitting there going, I'm sorry, I found therapy, I found rehab, I found God. That's enough. He went to Instagram and posted that ish. It's enough after that, right? You don't need to sit there and go, can you tell me, Mr. Piazza, is this video authentic? Like, duh, it is. Why would he jump out and respond? That's where he made a mistake. He shouldn't have responded. He shouldn't have said a damn thing. But he still did anyway. And that exposed his whole ass. So, of course, missing me with the nonsense. But now we go with Bana, not Bana, but Bana. Bana goes and takes the stand. Brianna Bongolan? Maybe it's Bongolan, okay? Brianna Bongolan, all right? She goes and she's up there talking about the experience that she had watching on the sidelines how Diddy and Cassie treated each other. And again, she said this relationship was absolutely volatile. That he would show up out of nowhere, put his paws on her and just leave. Throw knives at her and leave. Follow her, keep tabs on her literally on wherever she went without them knowing or without them telling him where they were going to go. He would just talk crazy. Follow her and go, I see you went to Gucci, and I see you went to that burger joint I like, and I see you went to here, and here. Kind of creepy stuff. But one thing is for sure, Bana did say that she and Cassie would enable each other when it comes to the substance use, that they would get together, they would kick it, they would do their whoop-de-woo, have a great time, get a little high, make a little love. Not make a little love, but you know what I mean. They were just getting down and having a good time. Of course, she says, we tried to kick the habit, and we tried like strange new hobbies like cooking. But those things would only last for so long because there were so many substances always at their fingertips all the time, right? And then, of course, she did talk in the very beginning about how she was attacked, how Diddy picked her up and dangled her over a 17th floor balcony, threatening to take her life. Thank God that didn't happen, that he didn't do what he said he was going to do. And she is now here. There we go. We back. The internet be interneting. Okay. But she is now alive to live and fight another day, which is good. Thank God he didn't just let her go. Okay. But she's back and we're back. We're not frozen anymore. We're back. Don't worry. We're back. So again, very interesting stuff thus far. They do talk about substance use, and maybe they're trying to talk about that with the RICO charges, the substance use. She plead the fifth, but then now she has immunity to talk about all these things. And I think mainly it's going to be solely about the substance use. That's it. She's worried about talking about using the rugs, okay, using them damn substances. She's terrified that she's going to get locked up or hit with charges, talking about the copious amounts of substances that she would do with Cassie and even with Diddy. And she talked about how she witnessed Diddy doing substances, how she would go and sell him substances, how she would sell Cassie substances as well. So again, pretty bad stuff, to say the least. Now, it looks like Inner City Press did a video during the break. So let's take a look at this here right quick, shall we? Of course, don't forget to hit that like button while you guys walk in. Let's get this bad boy moving.
Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here on the midday break in day 16 of U.S. versus Sean Combs. So far, there have been two witnesses today. One was Frank Piazza. He's a legal audio and video. He was hired at $295 an hour by the prosecutors to work with the surveillance video and the cell phone video taken by the security guard. And he put them together. Now, Miss Garagos, Tenny Garagos, spent a long time cross-examining him about timestamps. Basically, this allowed the jury to see the video again and again and again. Some are saying that this will numb the jury to the effect of the video. I don't know. It was quite a strategy. Now,
I don't think it's going to numb the... the jury. I'm still here. Yeah, what's going on? Faulty since the toes and everything, but saying don't agree. I truly think that yeah, no kidding, Tiffany. I mean, that's frustrating. Okay. They're sitting here saying, okay, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Hopefully they're figuring it out. This is annoying. Okay. No, I'm not going to restart. We're still here. Okay. Long story short, we are still here, and hopefully it's going to figure itself out, or I might have to get a different internet provider from this point on, because this is getting ridiculous. Okay. So, as I was saying, them playing the video of Diddy attacking Cassie, I don't think is numbing the jury. I honestly think that this is a constant reminder of what Diddy did. That's what I truly think. I don't think you could look at that video and not still have some sort of visceral reaction to it. Doesn't matter how many times you see it. I think you still are like, oh my God, he really did that. That's disgusting. How dare he do that? Blah, blah, blah. So I think that this is also a reminder to the jury of how monstrous and how bad the guy is. So actually, them showing it is only, in my personal opinion, is only helping prosecution. All right. I think that's only helping prosecution to say, hey, remember him? Remember what he did? Yeah, he's a butthole. Okay. Real talk, right? But I digress. Let's continue on. I don't think that it desensitizes the jury. I think it reminds them of who this guy and who this guy is and what they're dealing with.
Now, the next witness is a woman named Brianna Bongolan. We've heard of her before. She was
Bongolan.
dangled off the 17th floor balcony in Los Angeles. So far, she said that Combs came up to her and said, "I'm the devil and I could kill you." She didn't say this in her first interview with the government, so they've said she thought it was just a meet and greet. Queued up to do the cross-examination is Nicole Westmoreland, most recently of Georgia. She and Steele were in the Young Thug YSL trial, and she's objected a number of times. Once was, I think, sustained. Once was overruled. But expect quite a cross-examination of Ms. Bongolan. Now, later this afternoon, we expect Jane, and we will, in all events, be maintaining the pseudonymity which they've ordered, as we were doing in the other one. That when they put up exhibits that are in evidence, we're going to report them. But
I have a feeling her name is going to get exposed. I already feel it. I feel like somebody's going to be crazy enough, and just the audacity of some people, right? Somebody would be audacious enough, okay, to expose this Jane Doe's name. I just feel it. I feel like it's going to be out immediately. And the thing is I'll say this: people are going to say it. People are going to type it. But at the same time, for anybody who's a YouTuber, all that stuff, just don't say the name. And don't say, "Yep, that's her. That be Jane Doe. So I'm going to call Jane Doe such and such from this point on." That's dumb. Don't do that. Okay? Don't. But I have a feeling people are going to be putting out some information. I feel like there's no dodging that. Reddit is going to be up in flames, right? Twitter or X is going to be going crazy. They're going to be, "Oh, it's Mary J. Blige," or something like that. You know what I mean? Wait for it. It's Gal Gadot. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be something crazy, and we're going to be like, "What?" And I'm telling you right now, I truly don't think it's somebody that is a big name. I think that if it was a big name, that person would not be able to hide behind that pseudonym. Not at all. Because if Jane Doe ends up being like a Jennifer Lopez, there is no way she'd be able to get in and out of the trial without being seen. It's J-Lo, for crying out loud. You see what I'm saying? So, or, it's a superstar name that I just don't see. I just don't see that happening, right? So I truly think that this person is just not a celebrity of any kind, just a regular person that lives their life just like anybody else. Okay. So we'll see what happens. Hold on. Have you heard that various YouTubers who are present are blaming each other for, I have not heard about that. And that's insane. That's some petty ish. I'm going to tell you that. But here's the thing, though. The person who did the doxing, the person who exposed that particular that Mia out there, as soon as they walked out of the courtroom and said her name, that person's already gone. That person's been banned from going back into the courtroom. So let's be real, it doesn't even, like, for them to sit there and try to point fingers at each other is ridiculous, because it's like, the dude is not even there anymore. That person has been exposed, found out, and it's been banned from the courtroom. So they can't even go in there. So whoever it was, they gone. So it would make no sense for them to sit there and try to point fingers at each other saying, "Oh, it's his fault. No, it's her fault." You see what I'm saying? That'd be dumb. But that's the thing, though. People like to start drama, especially when it comes to the YouTube stuff. When it comes to the YouTube world, people like to start drama and rumors within YouTubers to just create drama for the YouTube stuff. And it's dumb. It's dumb. It's so dumb. So if that rumor is true, it's just dumb. Because that person, I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. I swear to God, I don't know who it is, and I don't care. Okay? That person is no longer there now. They've been banned. So if they're still on one and trying to create more BS, then you might want to not listen to that platform anymore because they're just making up BS for the sake of creating drama for no reason. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's childish. Okay. Jeannie Green, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Okay. But like I said, somebody else also asked this. I can't find it anymore. Oh, here it is. Phenomenal. Thank you so much for the comment. Any more information on the time changes or no? I haven't heard anything about any time changes thus far. Maybe Inner City Press will give us more information about that near at the end of the trial. Maybe there is a later time for tomorrow. I don't know. One thing is for sure, though, I'm looking forward to tomorrow because I'm starting to bring in special friends and special guests onto the show during the feeds. Okay, during these long shows and everything, I'm going to be bringing in friends and stuff like that to discuss things that are going on. Some people you've seen on the show before, some you have not. Some are celebrities, some are commentators, some are just the regular everyday people who just want to put in their 2 cents. So throughout the course of the trial from this point on, you're going to be seeing some guest appearances on the show here in the near future. So very excited about all of that. Okay. But apparently tomorrow they're starting at 11 a.m. Now, Relax, Release, Rest did say this yesterday. I have yet to see anything about that. Okay. So, and then, of course, they say, and 1 p.m. on the 11th. Interesting. Why so late? 11 a.m. they start. Wow. So maybe that's the reason why they're saying that this Jane Doe testimony is going to take so many days because the days are going to be shorter. So that's interesting. Okay. Very interesting. But let's hear the rest of this because I'm sure they've I'm sure trial has commenced by now.
That's about how it goes. So this is how it is here. Midday, it's proceeding. We've managed to have threads with replies, which I'm glad to say. It became difficult, but I think I found a way around it. It's much better that way. Social media must be social, and the news will continue to be reported. We're here in China.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, let's see if there's anything here. But rest. Wait. Triple R. Okay, relax, release, rest. If that is true, appreciate you giving me the heads up and giving all of us the heads up. If that is. Oh, okay. The break is ongoing still. Tech issues and seemingly no Jane as witness today. Interesting. So no Jane today. Let's see. Anything before we bring the jury in? No disputes. They laugh. But we now think Jane will not get on the stand today, given how this is going. So again, they're taking their time. Would like to get Enrique Santos on today. Some exhibits for Jane, tech issues. Okay. And that's what judge says, okay. So they come out. Okay. So they're back in. They're back on. Yeah, I mean, literally just like seconds ago, they just started. Okay. Which is very interesting. Denny, thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much. Welcome. Ha-ha. Welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate the support. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. So they're having some tech issues. Jane will not be up today. She will be up tomorrow, which is a big deal. I was really looking forward to the shots being fired today, but it looks like that's not happening. And then they're moving Enrique to today, it looks like, if they have time. Okay. So very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, jury comes out. then is told to return to the jury room. Jurors, we have some tech issues, have to go under the tables. I'm going to ask you to retire to the jury room just for your comfort. We'll bring you back in a few minutes. So what happened on the balcony? So they're back at the situation where she was dangled over the balcony. Okay. She says, I was there. Now, I guess who was there? Maybe who else was there? Cassie and my ex-girlfriend at the time. What were you doing? Sleeping on the couch with my ex. Were you doing substances? I don't recall. What did you do when Diddy arrived? I took my ex-girlfriend to the bathroom and went, shh. Why? I didn't want to expose her to what I saw. Then what? Went out on the balcony and either lit a blunt or was just about to. Interesting. Took ex-girlfriend at the time or girlfriend at the time to the bathroom, said, shush, because she was scared that she did not want to expose her to what Diddy is like. Then they went out to the balcony and she either was about to smoke this blunt or she was about to light it. And then I'm assuming all hell broke loose at that point. That sucks. I was hoping Jane Doe would be in today, but that's fine. Tomorrow is going to be on and popping. And I'm telling you right now, somebody going to be dumb enough to say something. But I feel like there's going to be a lot that's going to be exposed by her testimony. As soon as she starts saying testimony, and if she's a celebrity of any kind, you're going to see it. You see what I'm saying? If she's a musical artist, if she's an actress, if she's a model, you already know that there's going to be people doing so much so much information, okay, through the interrogation, through the testimony and the questions, that people are going to do a lot of reverse math and go, oh, okay, so she was, real talk, this is going to be fast. As soon as she goes, yeah, in 2016, when I was doing the photo shoot on the cover of Vogue, everyone's going to go back and go, oh, 2016, it could have been this person, this person, and this person. Here are the three people it could be. Okay? Just wait for it. It's going to be insane. And of course, we're still waiting for more information. Let's see. Let's see what NBC said. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. He declared recess. Okay, one interaction Bryana recalled while on the witness stand was a moment where he allegedly told her along the lines of, I'm the devil and I can unalive you. Yeah, that'd be weird. That's not terrifying. Not at all. She told the court that she was terrified. So Bryana also testified that he had taken he had taken some yayo at the time of the incident. Again, from my understanding, people do crazy and say a lot of crazy stuff, right? When they're on yayo, right? I'm unstoppable. Anything I want, I get. Anything I freaking want, I get, right? Interesting, right? Hold on. Yeah, they haven't refreshed that at all. That sucks. All right, let's continue on, though. So she says, I was out on we went out onto the balcony to light a little, smoke some trees, right? So Bryana says, Mr. Combs came right up behind me on the balcony. He lifted me up and put me on the railing. Can you show us how he held you? To myself? Yeah, if you don't mind showing us. And also, how much do you weigh? I can't say because of the substances, but about maybe 115 pounds at the time. So in other words, she was like, well, I was on a lot of different things. I was doing a little yayo. I was smoking a little herb. I was doing this, and this, so I was a little bit lighter back then. So about 115 pounds, maybe. What did he scream at you when he actually picked you up and put you on the railing? Well, he yelled, "You know what the F you did?" I said, "I don't know what the F I did." Yeah. "You know what the F you did?" "I don't know what the F I did." How long did he hold you there for? How long it takes to say that multiple times? I don't know. You know what the F you did. He just said it a bunch of times. I don't know. Is as many times as long as as it takes for him to say that a handful of times, I guess. So she was up there for a little bit. Okay. This is crazy though. Because if you really think about it, I mean, she's 115 pounds. She's probably short. Okay. With all due respect, because she is of Asian descent. I'm not sitting here saying all Asian people are short. I'm not saying that, but she might be just short and, compact, or she might be just tiny in general. But she also said because she was doing a lot of substances, you have to put that into consideration as well. I mean, a lot of people out there would be on some serious, you know, their diet includes yayo, and that's it. That's all they do. Champagne and yayo, and that's it. So, you never know. She could have very well have been it's yeah. I mean, 115 pounds is pretty damn light. I will say that. So then she's like, I don't know however many times, however long it takes for you to say what the F, what the F you did multiple times. So it's enough, long enough to be scared for your life. Okay. So the prosecution continues. So then what next? What happens next? So then he suddenly threw me on the balcony furniture. So that's terrible. Were you injured when he threw you on the balcony furniture? I didn't know at first. What did Cassie say? Along the lines of, did you just hang her over the balcony? Then I heard her girlfriend is in the house. So Bryana was sleeping, cuddling up with her boo thing at the time. Diddy comes barging into the crib, goes into the bedroom with Cassie. They're having an argument or some sort. This wakes up Bryana. Bryana gets up with her boo thing, gets very, very scared, okay? And runs and takes her into a bathroom and hides her in the bathroom because she wanted to protect her girlfriend, I'm sorry, from Diddy's wrath. Then she ran out to the balcony and lit one on the balcony. Then all of a sudden, Diddy comes storming out of the bedroom, of Cassie's bedroom, finds Bryana on the balcony, storms right up to her, picks her up and puts her on the railing of this balcony and starts screaming, "You know what the F you did? You know what the F you did?" Over and over and over again. Bryana's like, "I don't know what I did. What the hell did I do? What are you talking about? What did I do?" After multiple times of him saying this, he picks her up off the railing and throws her into the balcony furniture, which of course I would say would really freaking hurt. Cassie walks over, berates Diddy, basically saying, "Did you just do what I think you just did? What the F is wrong with you? Her girlfriend's in the house too. Do you know that there's somebody here too? What's wrong with you?" Right? Whew, it's crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And we're still waiting. Her girlfriend is in the house. That is nuts. At some point, like John just said, he apologized for the action. Here's the thing. There's only so many times you can get away with an apology. Like, let me just say this. Let me reiterate that. Ain't no way you should be getting away with that just by an apology, right? But let's be real. If he was to get away with just an apology, do you know how many times he's apologized? If ever? The amount of times he's put his hands on somebody? At some point, the apologies don't work no more. They never should be working in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's just so crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. He apologized for it. What about all the other times he's put his hands on Cassie or any other person as well? You see what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Just crazy. Hold on. We still waiting. Hold on, I'm refreshing this here real quick. Okay. So hold on. We're going to look at that here in a second. So we got more. So again, her girlfriend's in the house. What the F is wrong with you, right? So Bana says, he left and then I left. I just wanted to take a shower. I felt disgusted. I saw a huge bruise on my leg with like a piercing in the middle. Okay. So a piercing pain in the middle of the bruise, I guess. I don't know. But then she says, and then I got back and neck pain as well. It was just bad. Is this photo a fair and accurate representation of your leg? Yeah, that was what happened to me. That was my leg. Indeed. Yeah, Diddy a butthole. Diddy a butthole. For sure. But again, right now, him doing what he did here, this is terrible. And I'm going to be real right now. If he's found not guilty, doesn't matter. All what's being said right here is destroying his image, destroying his brand. Don't get me wrong. There's still going to be a corner of the world that wants to embrace him and still wants to hoist him on his shoulders for whatever the hell he's done for the community. But I got to be real. There is no amount of what he has done giving back to the community that could ever get him back in the good graces of the general public opinion. That's just what I think. There's just no way that you can get and come back from this, in my personal opinion. If anything, the feds have dragged him through broken glass and hot coals and ran him over 7 different times with the same doggone bus. Real talk. Beep, beep, go, 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 go. Beep, beep, put it in drive. Put it in reverse again. Beep, beep, over and over again. There is no way that this man is going to get no key to the city. There is not going to be some legacy awards being given to him. Not a damn thing. So even if he wins in court, the court of public opinion has already hoisted their verdict way high up in the air. And yes, like I said, there's going to be some people that are going to be standing there like, yeah, he's standing right here next to my man Diddy, which will be dumb. I'm being real. Be dumb. He's never walking away from this. Even if he's found not guilty, he will be looked at as a pariah. But yes, like I said, there will always be an opposing side of the world, like people who believe Brian Koberger is innocent. Okay, there's still going to be people being like, oh, he didn't do nothing. He was acquitted. He was acquitted of all those crimes. We should love him. Do you see what he did for the community? What he did for hip hop? What he did for R&B? What he did for black music? And I'm telling you right now, there's going to be people out there standing right next to him, but there's going to be others, a lot of others, a vast majority of others that are going to be like, yeah, that's him. Moving on. That's it. They don't want anything to do with that dude. Why would they? This is some bad stuff. Here's another thing. Think about this too, because I know some people, when I say this guy's name, some of y'all are going to be like, he's a patriot. But take, for example, Mel Gibson. Hear me out. Mel Gibson. You just got to go back to what he did about, I think it was like 15 years ago. He still has not lived that down. And that was audio, y'all. That was audio. That was audio. It wasn't like he was caught on video putting his hands on somebody, putting his hands on his wife, I think it was his wife at that time and all that. Nothing like that. He just literally went onto a drunken, probably yayo fused rant, angered rant. And it was all caught on tape. Oh, and then also he called a cop sugar boobs. And then, of course, he said a whole bunch of anti-Semitic remarks, about the Jewish community when he got arrested as well. That didn't help him either. Let me just say that. But at the end of the day, he's out here still working. But ain't nobody sitting here going, oh, I can't wait to see the new Mel Gibson movie. Nobody is. Nobody is. So he's out here being able to work. He's still making movies. But at the same time, ain't nobody wanting to mess with that dude. It's going to be the same thing about Diddy. Sure, he's still going to be able to make deals. He's still going to be able to do what he do. But it's all going to be behind closed doors. No one's going to see that his name is all over it. His brand is tarnished. His brand, in fact, it's not even tarnished. His brand has been destroyed because now everybody thinks about nut juice on chesticles. Do you see what I'm saying? Him fapping away with Astroglide, wearing a Muslim getup thing in a corner, butt ass naked. That's what people are going to remember. Oh, and let's not forget the video. That's all people are going to remember. So if he gets free, people are going to still be like, you sure? Like, they're going to be like, yeah, I dapped it up with my boy Diddy. We talked about business. It's like, yo, did you wash your hands after you dapped up? Because I don't know where his hands have been. They still might be covered in baby oil. Did he give you some tea? Did you test that tea? Did you make sure that tea wasn't laced with nothing? I'm just saying. I get it that people out here going, free Diddy. He's an innocent man. But at the same time, his life is destroyed. His kids are going to literally have to be, they're going to have to use their middle names as last names. I'm telling you right now. Okay? I'm telling you. Wait for it. And that's the sad part too. All of these kids are going to have to do everything they can to shake what Diddy has been alleged of doing, what he has done, and all that. That's the sad part too. All of these kids, all of them kids are going to be looked at like, man, y'all are grown. Y'all didn't know he was doing this stuff. Not at all. Not at all. Come on now. Y'all grown now. You didn't know. I'm just saying. Think about it for a second, y'all. Let that marinate all the way down to the plums. And you let me know. Let me get the super chat. And we're going to see if there's some more. I'm just trying to kill a little bit of time. Okay. Carbonize, what's up? Thank you so much for the love all the way in Canada. Hopefully the maple syrup is overflowing with sugary goodness. But thank you so much for the love. Apologies mean nothing if the behavior doesn't change. Words require action to prove the depths of the truth, of their truth. I'm sorry. You can say sorry all you want, But if your actions don't also say sorry, you're lying. Diddy is a proven liar. Carbonize said it, not me. I mean, that's beautifully said. Exactly. Okay. Oh, Canada. You know what I'm saying? All the way from Canada. Is it still cold up there right now? Is it cold? When do you guys get hit with the summer? Is it like the same or is it just cold all year round? I mean, you guys are far away from the equator, much further than us. You feel me? So it is. It's not hot today, but it is hot. Okay. I'm just curious. I was just asking for a friend, I'm just saying. The Colby's says, was winter the other day? Are we speaking as if we're indigenous, like from way back in the day? Was winter the other day? I don't know why it sounded like Mr. Miyagi. Okay. Oh my Lord. Wax on, wax off. Anyway, let's just continue here. Oh my God. How could I ever get bored when I'm by myself? I can entertain myself for days. Okay, let's go. So she had some bad bruising. Okay. She had a piercing, like she says, with like a piercing in the middle, back and neck pain, right? Then moving on. This is this photo a fair, accurate representation of your leg? She says, yes, it is. I called one of my managers and they said, if you're scared of anything else, just go to the chiropractor. So prosecution says, did you tell the chiropractor who had done this to you? No. They asked, but I just paid and took the neck brace. So she's like, don't say anything to me. Nothing. I don't want to expose any information. I just want to get this neck brace. Give me that neck brace and let me get the hell out of here, right? Is the neck brace in this photo of you? So, of course, they're showing a photo of her wearing a neck brace. You know what I mean? And she's like, yep, that's me. Did you ever talk with Diddy about this? I said, I don't want any problems with you. And he didn't say anything. When did you last see them? January 2nd of 2018. So how do you remember this situation? How do you remember what happened to you? I tattooed the date on myself. Damn. Why would you tattoo the date on yourself, Bana? It's the day I decided to get sober. It was a New Year's thing in Miami at the one hotel. Puff, Cassie, and I did 8 hours of K together. That is insane. Okay, are you aware Cassie included the balcony incident in her complaint? Yes, I'm fully aware. I told her she had the facts wrong. It wasn't in a hotel. And she didn't add Tiffany. I'm assuming that's what she's talking about. Have you talked to Cassie about your testimony or hers? No, I have not. And yeah, I still have nightmares. I still scream, waking up screaming. When's the last time you had these nightmares? Shoot, the other day. Have you hired a lawyer about the balcony incident? Yes, I did. My first lawyer I hired in January of 2024, so last year. Did you mention anything or did you mention everything in your first meeting with us? No, I did not. Did your first lawyer send demand letters to Diddy? Yeah, he sent multiple and the demand was high, but I didn't pick it. I didn't choose that number. My lawyer did. He picked that. Did you approve the letters? No. They were incorrect. So I let him go. Who was that person that represented you? Who was your attorney at that time? Tyrone Blackburn. Now, his name sounds familiar, doesn't it? So that's interesting as well. So it's interesting that first she had a meeting. The date that she tattooed onto herself was the date January 2nd, 2018, the last time she saw them. This was the moment when she realized it was time to get clean. So that's why she tattooed that onto herself, because 8 hours of K together, that's a lot of time doing a crazy, dangerous substance. Let's be real. Okay? Crazy substance to do while for 8 hours straight. Okay? Just being completely real. All right? Absolutely insane. Hold on, let me get this super chat. Carbonite, thank you so much. We have over 100 wildfires burning now. Wow, I forgot. Yeah, there is a wildfire going on. Wildfires going on in Canada right now. Yeah, because it's way too hot for this time of year, and we didn't get enough snow. Summer came screaming in like a Karen in Walmart on a Friday. Oh my Lord. Like jokes all day long. Yeah. Well, hopefully you are in a safe area. Okay. I'm praying for everybody up there. Cause yeah, there are wildfires going on, which is crazy. So praying for everybody in Canada for sure that are affected by these wildfires. Wildfires again, which is insane, right? There's been a lot of natural disasters going on, but is that one natural? I don't know, right? But let's move on. What's interesting about this is that she tattooed this date onto herself because she was like, this is the day that I decided to get sober. And I did not want to forget it. And I wanted to hold myself accountable. So I tattooed this onto myself. January 2nd, 2018. Okay, it was a New Year's thing in Miami. We were at a hotel. Me, Cassie, and Diddy were doing K for a whole day, basically, which is insane. All right. So she says the facts were wrong with what Cassie said in her balcony incident, but you got to remember she's retelling it in her own memory or how she remembers it, right? How Cassie remembers it. But then she's like, yeah, it was wrong. It wasn't in a hotel. And it was Tiffany was there. I'm assuming that was her booth thing at the time. Okay. Have you talked with Cassie about your testimony or hers? And she goes, no. But she's like, but I guess there was another follow-up question. And she's like, yeah, I still have these nightmares. I still scream, waking up screaming in the middle of the night. Right. When was the last time you had nightmares? She says the other day. Have you hired a lawyer about the balcony incident? She says, yes, I had a lawyer at the time. My first lawyer I hired in January. Clearly that lawyer is not her lawyer anymore. Why? Because he put in letters or information within these demand letters that were not correct. Okay. The demand letters were incorrect. Information was wrong. So she let him go. And maybe this guy got a little overzealous and got a little money hungry and was like, no, we're going to ask for $20 million. And she's like, well, I just wanted $1 million. That's all I wanted. Let's just say she said that. And he's like, well, this is what we're going to go for, sweetheart. And she's like, well, if you're going to represent me, at least get the information correct. And he wasn't getting the information correct, which is not good. That's never a good thing. Okay. Hence the reason why he was let go. Understandably, right? And it looks like a sidebar comes up here in a second. So, did people reach out to you? My ex, Tiffany, Cassie, the producer, Rob Holiday. Interesting. Let's move on. Was he friends with Diddy? Yes. Then, all of a sudden, defense says, may we have a sidebar? And then they go into sidebar with Jesse Weber. No, I'm kidding. But still, shout out to Law and Crime. One second, guys. 1 second. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, we're good. Um, oh man. Hold on. Hmm. Okay. Um, well, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I see the if I need to, I appreciate the heads up, S Dubs. I'll look into if I need it. But for right now, I'm good. But thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for the heads up. But again, if I need it, I will add, I will subtract, all that. If that makes any sense. Sorry for being cryptic, guys, but trying to avoid drama. Okay. So, but thank you so much for letting me know. If I need to, I will. But right now, I think we're good. Okay. But thank you so much for the heads up. All right. Let's continue on, though. Okay. Let's see what's going on with NBC. And shout out to Debbie. Okay. I hope she is okay. I'm thinking of her, sending prayers out to one of our mods, Debbie. Hopefully she's doing okay. All right. Because I'm just catching all this information right now. So again, I'm thinking of you, praying for you, and hopefully you are okay. Okay. But let us continue. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go back. They come back from lunch. Okay, so we got some information here. Let's take a look at this. Okay. So Bana testified Diddy yelled at her while holding her over balcony. So Bana testified that she was dangled over the 17th story balcony, or maybe 10, for maybe 10 to 15 seconds while he yelled at her, "You know what the F you did?" She said she had no idea what he was talking about and told Diddy as much as wait, and told Diddy as much. Okay. All right. Bana said. So Diddy allegedly came up from behind her, lifted her above his chest. I'm sorry, and to hold her against the balcony. So he lifted her up, hoisted her onto the balcony, and this is what she was saying to the court. She described herself as 5'1". Oh, she is baby height. She's a baby. All right. She is 5'1". She was 5'1" at the time. No, she's still 5'1". Okay. So 5'1". She didn't grow or shrink since then. So she's 5'1". All right. And she was weighing roughly 100 to 115 pounds. She also said it was because she was doing a lot of chemicals, a lot of substances, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So again, very, very interesting. She told the court she was trying not to slip while pushing back on Diddy because she was scared she was going to fall. I mean, if you got somebody hoisting them onto a balcony, onto a railing on a balcony, yeah, you're going to do everything you can. All right. You're going to do everything you can to try to avoid getting in trouble, falling off a doggone balcony. And let me tell you this, though. I got nothing but love for all you short and tall. Or how about this? All you vertically challenged and also tall people. How's that? Okay. Nothing but love to all y'all. Let's keep it a bean. All right. But again, still, no matter what, very interesting that at the time she was about 100 to 115 pounds. That is light. That is light. But you got to remember also, this wasn't at a hotel. This was at a home. This was at apparently Cassie's home. But Cassie had the story incorrect. Very interesting, though, right? So let's continue on. So Ventura apparently was in disbelief following the balcony threat. So she was in a nearby room. She didn't witness Diddy allegedly dangling her over the balcony. but she nonetheless was shocked by the incident, the witness said. He threw me on the balcony furniture. It definitely hurt. Wasn't sure if she was injured. Huh? They got this all messed up. See, because they got the pronouns wrong. And I don't mean it like that, but you know what I mean. They got the pronouns wrong. So he threw me on the balcony furniture. It definitely hurt. Wasn't sure if I was injured. Bryana told the jury. Cassie was in her bedroom, but she came out. I heard her voice. Her tone was in disbelief. So she talked about Diddy. Apparently, she tried to talk to Diddy about this incident with no luck. Okay. So a day or two after the balcony incident, she said she received a FaceTime call from either Diddy or someone on his team. She told the court that she repeatedly stated that she didn't want to have any problems with Diddy, but Diddy didn't say much. Bryana testified that Diddy put his hand over his head while looking into the camera. So again, he's like, I'm just so sorry for what I did. I'm a bad Diddy. Diddy bad. Diddy bad. Bad Diddy. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have done this. Oh, shouldn't have done that to you, girl. Yeah, I'm in the background just shaking my head, hanging my head low. Damn. I'm so ashamed for what I did. Come on now. Diddy bad. Diddy bad. You know what I mean? And she's like, hey, bro, I want nothing. I don't want no problems with you, bro. Okay? You win. You terrified the F out of me. I am good. I am over here. I want nothing to do with this, man. Whatever problems you got with her. I want no problems with you. All right? We Gucci, right? Yeah, I'm a bad boy. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, balcony incident left witness with nightmares. We already heard that a billion times, okay? So she has paranoia. She's waking up in night sweats, night terrors, etc. Okay? This has had a serious psychological impact on her, not only just physically, but psychologically as well. Okay? So we know about all of that. Let's go back to the transcript and see what we got here. All right. So they're back. Woo. So here it is. Who did Mr. Holiday say he was calling for? So Mr. Holiday, Rob Holiday, called on behalf of Diddy to reach out and talk to her, if I'm correct, right? Maybe to talk about the situation, right? So, what offer was he authorized to offer? Uh-oh. Authorized to offer what offer? Right? So, of course, defense says, objection. Judge says, sustained. Damn, he can't even ask that mother-loving question? How did you feel during the call? She says, I declined the offer. So he was trying to pay her off, baby. He was trying to get that money in her pocket so she would not talk about her being dangled over the balcony. Mang. Wow. So defense says, not responsive. I don't know why. Judge says sustained. Move on unless you're prepared to ask some of the fundamental questions we discussed at sidebar. Did you ever talk with him again after that? Bryana says, no, I did not. So he offered money. He offered money once again. Hey, listen. Okay, so what happened with you was real effed up. You feel me? And my man Puff, he's willing to help you out. if you get what I'm saying. And she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean, help me out? Well, I mean, he wants to give you some of that money. And she said, no, I want nothing to do with y'all. So that's what happened. I'm wondering how much he offered. See, like I said, this is one of the main reasons why I feel that this jury, I'm side-eyeing this jury. I said it. I'm side-eyeing this jury. You got to understand, you got a guy with copious amounts of money. He's got so much money that all he needs to do is just drop a couple grand, flash some green, okay, flash some dead presidents in front of somebody, a stack of money, and everyone will be like, okay, what do you want? That's more money than I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I will take it. What do you need, bro? Because I got things to do. I got bills to pay. You feel me? And let me say this, like, I get it. I get that desire for that money because money is everything, right? Cream, dollar bill, y'all. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But at the same time, this is the kind of thing that should not be easily accessible when it comes to a massive, high-profile federal case like this one. This jury should be sequestered. You don't think that they've already tried to reach out to some of these jurors? You don't think that he's already trying to tamper? Really? If it's that easy for him to call anyone he wants to cover things up, hey, yo, shawty, listen, Bana, I'll give you what you need. You feel me? I just need you not to say none of this ish. You feel me? Like, come on. If he's doing that to her, then doing that to Eddie Garcia, doing that to Israel Flores, doing that to every single person he has ever put his paws on for the most part, except for Cassie. Who's to say that he's not doing this to the jury? Think about it for just 2 seconds. He's willing to do whatever it takes to save his own butt. Back then, you're telling me he's not willing to do it now? You're telling me he doesn't miss eating caviar and drinking the finest of wines and eating the best salted of meats and sleeping in 1,000 thread count bed sheets and banging whoever he wants at any time he wants while consuming Tucci or Tusi and all these other things on a regular everyday basis? You tell me he doesn't miss any of that stuff? We're talking about his freedom. He's trying to Amistad his way out by paying his way out. Come on now. You think he's really not? You really think that this bad boy, pun intended, won't be doing whatever he can to get out of this situation? Remember, he needs only one. Just one not guilty verdict. Do you know how easy that is? That's a ground ball, baby. Man, that's not even a ground ball. We talking about what's that one? T-ball. We talking about T-ball. Okay? This ain't even softball. This ain't even a nice little underhand pitch. This is sitting on the mother-loving tubing thing, okay? You ain't even blindfolded. You a grown-ass man, okay? So your hand-eye coordination is on point. There is no wind at all gushing through the trees, okay? All you got to do is hit the mother-loving ball. You got to get that little wiffle ball bat to hit that little wiffle ball, and you got an instant home run. Come on now. This ain't even easy math, okay? This ain't even, what's 2 + 2 equal? No, it's 1, 2. What's after 2? That's it. It's easy. Simple counting. All he needs to do is sit there and throw a couple grand, if not 100, if not 1,000,000 to one of these jurors. And he can get a not guilty verdict, and it's a wrap, baby. That's why this jury should be sequestered. They still got time, baby. They still got time. We got the whole month of June, by the way. We're still in the beginning of this. It is the 4th of June. So there's still time for him to infiltrate. He's already infiltrated the witnesses for the prosecution. Think about that, guys. A man with this kind of money, with this kind of power, with these kind of connections, who's to say that he isn't already trying to do that right now? Crazy. Is there new stuff? Come on. Come on, baby. Okay. Did you talk with him ever again? Did he ever reach out to you after he gave you an offer? By the way, what was said was already said. So the jury already heard that. I know that the judge said, no, you shouldn't be asking those questions. That's been sustained. We just discussed this at the sidebar. No. You better be prepared. Okay, you better start information before you actually just suddenly start asking this random question. But what's interesting about this is that the jury already heard the question. The jury already heard that she was offered money, that she declined. Good on her. But that question was already said. So it doesn't matter if the judge is like sustained. There's moments that I don't like with the judge because it's like, what offer was he authorized to offer? What offer was he authorized to offer? Right, her at that time. And then they said objection, and the judge says sustain. I'm like, no, we should hear that because that's another opportunity of him trying to bribe somebody, okay, pay somebody off from exposing the truth, right? So I don't like that so much. That's that ish I don't like, but it is what it is. So they had another sidebar, okay? So the objections are sustained, the judge says. Move on. But remember, question was asked, question was answered, even if it was sustained. Now it's been lodged into the brains of the jury. Just so you know, if they're really listening, that is. Okay? So moving on. Prosecution. Your lawsuit. Did you write your lawsuit? No, I didn't. How much was being requested? $10 million. Nothing further. Cross. And of course, Westmoreland says, yes, please. I think Westmoreland is about to make a meal out of Bryana in just a minute. This is going to be interesting because Westmoreland's been kind of savage. She and Steele have been savage as with this situation. Remember how he was treating Mia? And that was bad. He went scorched earth on Mia. He did not care. Okay? He did not care. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Okay? This is going to be very, very interesting. Okay. Hopefully we get something here soon. Let me take a look at CNN. Okay. So Bryana says a music producer called her in 2024 and said he was authorized by Combs to talk about a settlement. Oh my Lord, that changes everything. Oh my gosh, that changes everything. Okay, at first I thought that phone call that Rob Holiday made, all right, I thought that call was made to her after he was tossing her around like a rag doll onto patio furniture. But oh, no. This happened in early 2024. This is interesting now, right? So here it is. She testified that a music producer by the name of Rob Holiday reached out to her in early 2024. She said Holiday had been one of her best friends for a long time. And he was also friends with Diddy. So he was trying to be the mediator between these two people, between her and Diddy. So she said Holiday called her on FaceTime, and he appeared to be in Diddy's backyard in Beverly Hills. Bryana testified that Holiday told her he was calling on behalf of Diddy and was authorized to talk with her about settling. She confirmed that about a month or two after she spoke with Holiday, her current attorney helped her file a lawsuit against Diddy. And of course, now she is no longer friends with Holiday. Yeah, I don't blame her for not wanting to be friends with him no more, too. Who would want to be friends with his mugly ears? But isn't that interesting, though, right? That's very interesting. So instead of it being this happened after she was tossed around, this is later, much later. And he's like, listen, let's just settle. Why do you think he tried to settle? Because he's guilty of doing what he did. He did what he did. And now he has a friend who allegedly at the time was a friend of Bryana, being the mediator, trying to strike a deal. She says she's seeking $10 million in her lawsuit against Diddy, and I think she's going to get it. I really do. I really do think she's going to get it. So she's seeking $10 million in a lawsuit against Diddy, but she said she's not expecting any money to come from her testimony at this trial. Okay. She also said that she filed the lawsuit against Diddy because she wanted to seek justice for what happened to her. I don't blame her. Now the direct testimony is over, and now Nicole Westmoreland is in the corner. Ding, 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 weighing. I don't know how much she weighs, but she's a woman, and she's black, and she ain't playing no more. She is fighting on behalf of the diddler. Give it up for Nicole Westmoreland. This is going to be interesting. I'm telling you right now, from what I've seen, Brian Steele and Nicole Westmoreland have been savages. Just so you know, it's why got to be the black people, man? I'm kidding. But anyway, they're coming in, so this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, she's ready to duke it out. Here's the thing: they can't really do much with Bryana. But I am interested to see what she's going to say, what Nicole Westmoreland's going to say. All right. This is going to be interesting. So she said, yes, please. Okay, cabrón. Ding, ding, mother-loving ding. Here we go. Westmoreland says, I need to ask you some questions. You have immunity as long as as what you say today is true, right? Yes. Okay. Who decides if you're lying? I guess the prosecutors? Okay. So, Miss Bongolan, you are a graphic designer, right? Yes. You and Cassie would work on designs, including at her hour? I don't know. Including at her hour. True? I don't know what hour is. Somebody smart out there would probably be like, no, it's not hour. It's something else. I don't know what it is, though. So you and Cassie will work on designs, including at her, I'm assuming, home? True, right? Yes. Okay. All right. So you were focused on a t-shirt design. I mean, there were a lot of things that we were focused on. We were designing a lot of different things. So she would ask you to come over, right? Yeah, she would. Yeah, maybe it is house. So I was right. Maybe it is home. Okay. It's not our, it's house. So, yes, I'd go over there and we'd work on things. Okay. So you suggested Cassie do a photo shoot in the pool in just a t-shirt, right? That wasn't the first idea, but yeah, eventually we got to that idea. You began to feel comfortable with her, right? Sounds about it. Sounds right. Sounds around it. Okay. So you spent the night. Yes, I did. Are they trying to sit there and go like, you know what I mean? Are they trying to, you know what I mean? Secret lovers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Are they trying to do that? Is she trying to go somewhere with this? Were you not bumping uglies? You know what I mean? Maybe trying to get a Perry Mason thing happening here. You know what I mean? Their own version of the L word. Wow, that is a deep cut. Nobody remember that TV show, The L Word? Yeah, that was a TV show. But real talk. I'm just wondering. Somebody said underneath. Underneath. So I'm curious where they're going with this. Let's see what NBC is saying. Because again, because for a fact the defense has like, you never know where they're going. And then you go, that route seems weird. So could it be that they're trying, yeah, Tasha. Yeah, Tasha. Yeah, the one with Pam Grier. Foxy Brown. Yep. L Word. Yeah, that was a TV show. There was a TV show called The L Word, and it was a show about lesbians living in LA. I'm not kidding. Lesbians living in LA. La, la, la. Yeah, The L Word. Anyway, moving on. That's a true story. IMDb that is. Google it, love. Because it's true. And it had Pam Grier. Yeah, it's a true show. It's a true show. Anyway, so being dangled, okay, isn't worth $10 million, the witness said. So the witness said that she sued Diddy for $10 million in order to seek justice for what happened to me on the balcony, which we already know. When Bryana was asked by prosecution if she could give away $10 million for the balcony incident to have never happened, she unequivocally said yes. And I feel like that's a fair answer and a known answer to be made. What did they go sit there and go, no, I'm going to keep all the money? No. They're all going to answer that. Like, yes, unequivocally, yes, I don't ever want this to ever happen to me. You know what I mean? Defense opens up cross-examination by probing witness immunity. All right, here we go. So, Nicole Westmoreland began cross-examination of Bryana by asking her again about the immunity order she was provided for her testimony. So, the defense clarified that the defense clarified that the protection against prosecution only works if Bryana is truthful. So she is trying to allege that Bryana is possibly lying through her damn teeth. She then followed up by asking Bryana who she understands has the power to decide whether or not she is lying. Of course, she says prosecution. That's the only place that she's like, I guess that's the only one I can really, that's the only side I can ever say that can believe or not believe what I'm saying, right? They're going to be the truth meter, right? But this is interesting that they're asking this question now. Why didn't they ask this question before? Remember, there's been other people that have come through and have pleaded the fifth, gotten immunity, and testified. Why ain't they ever asked that question to those people as well when they were given immunity as well? Let's not forget that too. So to me, is this a shot in the dark? Is this the defense reaching like a mother lover? We're going to find out. Because it's like, wait a second. So you told her to jump in the pool in this t-shirt, right? She's like, well, that wasn't the first idea, but yeah. And there's more. So you began to feel comfortable with her, right? You guys became friends at some point. Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah. I mean, we became friends. So you spent the night. Yeah, I did. You went to parties with Cassie, right? Not going to parties, but we partied. Okay. So you did a lot of substances with Cassie. Is that fair to say? Yeah. Yeah, that's fair to say. How did Mary Jane, how did them smoking them trees make you feel? Sometimes hungry. How does E make you feel? Uplighted. I think he means uplifted. Okay. How about G? And we already know about that G. Like the negative parts of alcohol. It's terrible. How about that perk? It just made me throw up. Cocoa Puff? Cocoa. Like the stuff that they say nowadays, it's like, aardvark, gas guzzler, bottomed out muffler. Oh, yeah, those things get me messed up. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't know why I talked about parts of a car there, but you know what I'm saying, right? So she says Cocoa Puff. Oh, that's a blunt, okay? That has a little bit of the trees and that yayo. That's what they call it, Cocoa Puff. I mean, it's very on the nose. Don't you think? Okay. You would agree with me that you and Cassie had a serious substance problem. You guys enabled each other, just kicking it, just ripping and roaring, right? Yeah, I would say it was a serious substance problem, yes. You sold substances to Cassie a lot, did you not? Yes, I did. You got her hundreds of pills, right? Yes. They were hers. Mm. Mm. I'm wondering where they're going with this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Aardvark. It's Cindy, it's okay. You don't have to feel old. You don't have to feel old. These people are old too. Okay? These mother lovers are in their late 30s? Aren't they? Like in their late 30s or something like that. So don't feel old. You ain't old. Yeah, uplighted. I've never heard of that before in my life. Okay? Unless that's the new slang that these crazy kids say nowadays. Okay? As we wait, let's see. Let's see what they're saying here. Yep. She testifies that most of her time with Cassie was just getting high. Yeah. I was gonna make some food, but then I got high. You know what I mean? So they partied together and they used a lot of substances. She recounted the first time she spent the night at Cassie's home, confirming that Cassie asked if she liked to party. So Bana said she replied yes. And so they started to get high together. They started to get uplifted. She confirmed that. And after that, she and Cassie spent most of their time together just doing substances. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Oh, dear Lord. Yep. So yeah, they were enjoying that stuff. That's crazy. Oh, dear Lord. Wait a second. Used to listen to that song and didn't even know what that was until I turned 23. What didn't you not know until you're 23, Tiffany? I definitely need to know that now. Now I really need to know. Okay. What in the hell were you not understanding about that song? Oh my God. Yeah, now you got to download that song. Hey, see, now Afro Man needs to like kick back some of his royalties over to me. Just like, like a buck or two. You know what I mean? For just refreshing everybody's memory on that song. Okay? Just saying. Oh, about the ganj? You didn't know it was about the ganj? What? What? You didn't know? Wait, hold on. We gotta relive this for a second. You didn't know that until you were 23. Okay. No, it's okay. Not everybody needs to know everything. Okay. And now you're 32. Not everybody needs to know everything. But that's interesting that you didn't know that he was singing about smoking the devil's lettuce. That's interesting. But yeah, hold on. Let me refresh this. These are the moments that I hate more than anything. It's the dead silence of what? Okay. Whoa. Why did this suddenly go? Yeah, they're waiting. Or, we got to wait for Inner City Press. And of course, shout out to Inner City Press. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We all develop the way the Lord wants us to develop, okay? Because God is good. And eventually you figured it out. No, there's plenty of movies, like there's movies or jokes from movies or songs, you know what I'm saying, that you listen to and you're like, oh my God, that song's about, and you've heard it a million times. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, real talk, it happens to all of us, Tiffany. You're not the only one, okay? You're not the only one. Just that song is very, 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 very to the point. You can't miss that one. But still, it's okay. Because there's other songs you're like, oh, he's talking about the hibbity dibbity. Oh, damn. I didn't realize that. But he's talking about, oh, okay. Oh, that song's about a man. Oh, that's a love song to a man. Oh. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, damn. No, the electric slide is just about dancing. What the? Electric slide. Can you imagine if electric slide was about like moving weight, like moving copious amounts of yayo or something like that? You know what I mean? You're like, oh. Suddenly out of nowhere, oh my gosh, that song's so messed up. Oh, wow. Oh my God, the song is code for where you find the yayo. Oh my God. It's an audible roadmap to where you go and get the bricks. What the hell is going on here? You know what I mean? Oh, dear God. I'm sorry. From now on, every time I'm at a wedding or at some sort of family event, for a fact, electric slide at least comes on at least once, or the other one. It's three ones. It's three ones. It's three of them. It's the electric slide. It's what is it? It's the electric slide. It's Mother Lovin'. Cupid Shuffle and the other one. What is that one? Down, down, is that? They say I'm a rapper, but I say no. What is that song? I can't remember it. I can't remember the. Oh, dear God. And the wobble. Yeah, the wobble. Yeah, the wobble. Okay. You know exactly. Not YMCA. We talk about line dancing songs, but not the not the country line dancing songs. Okay. You know, tootsie roll, don't see no, whatever the song is. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the country line dancing songs. I'm just not talking about those because there's a gang load of them, right? It's the Cupid Shuffle. It is the Cupid Shuffle. Yeah, it's the Cupid Shuffle. Okay. Let's see. Let's refresh this. We went from Diddy to the cha-cha slide. Okay. Okay. Let's get this. Get in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Get in where? To the line dancing? I'm already here. I'm all the way in here. Okay. Let's get into this. So, they say she's like, yeah, she got her a whole bunch of pills, right? So defense says, name the dealers if you don't mind. I don't know if I can. Okay, that's fine. Let's refresh your memory. In this job, your clothing line did not work due to the skater mentality at this diamond supply company, right? I believe they saw the vision, but whatever. Okay. So you believe you were one of Cassie's best friends, right? Yeah, I believe that. But you didn't meet Diddy for a whole year. So you met in 2016 for the first time at a dinner at this particular house, right? Yes. He was standoffish with you, right? Yeah, he was. Like I said, are they saying something like he was jealous, like he thought that they were bumping uglies? You see what I'm saying? Just something to think about. Are they trying to say like, yo, something else was going on? You know what I mean? Lakeisha, doesn't it? Or am I out of my mind? I'm curious. Let me see. I got a super chat here. Carmen Ice, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I guess Canada's doing so good. That maple syrup must be so good today. Super sweet, super tasty, savory as F. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Like Pony by Genuine is about a horse. It's about horse riding. Yeah. It is about horse riding. Absolutely. Yeah. Because clearly, when anybody is really horny, they just really want to ride a pony, a literal pony. Okay. If you are turned on, hoist thyself on top the back of the youngest horse you can find and ride it off into the sunset. That's basically what they said. Full breakdown of that song. Full literal breakdown of this song. Yeah, that's what you explain to your kids. You know, mommy, what is this pony song about? Well, it just means if you're really excited and you really want to express your excitement, you jump onto the back of the smallest, cutest little horse and you ride off into the sunset. That's what that song's about. Okay? Let's refresh, shall we? Okay, here we go. So he was standoffish to you, wasn't he? Yes, he was. Okay. Did you talk with Deontay Nash after his testimony? Ooh, yeah, I did. But not about his testimony, right? I mean, we know what's going on. You don't need to talk because you know objection sustained. You hired Tyrone Blackburn to sue Diddy. Yeah, it was to seek justice. Your definition of justice is to sue Diddy. Can you rephrase that, please? Suing for money? You did this all just for money and sue him for money, right? Yes, that's true. Son of a gun. Here comes the dynamite. See what I'm saying? This woman, Westmoreland and Brian Steele, they don't come in to just play games, okay? They're not here to play no games. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Wisen up, poet, or wise new poet. That's what it is, I guess. Yeah, I know. I don't know why we talked about Genuine's pony. Remember, welcome to the Pascal Show, where anything goes. Even we'll take a very, very watered down breakdown of the lyrics of Genuine's pony, just so you know. So you come back, you leave that much more brilliant right here on the Pascal Show. Yeah. As the gavel strikes. Let's take a look at this. Denny, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Again, from Canada. Thank you. Jeez. Thank you for all your hard work. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. Okay. Takara, thank you so much for the love. They wanted her to dry snitch on stand, asking about the dealers' names. Yeah, they really did try to do that. And she said, I can't really answer that. She says, I don't know if I can name all of them. Maybe she meant, I don't know if I can, because she doesn't want to get in trouble, or she doesn't know if she can because there were so many names. Maybe it's more than just one stop, right? Maybe there's pit stop. Maybe there's oil change. Maybe there's speed bump. You see what I'm saying? Maybe there's A train. You never know. And she just doesn't remember all the names right now, which I understand that it's hard out here for a pimp. Okay? The knowledge nook. Thank you so much, love. Thank you. So, if you want to Yep, if you want to ride, don't ride the white horse. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Ain't that the truest of lyrics? Isn't that lyrics from a song? Isn't that lyrics from a song? Pop quiz somebody out there. Isn't that a lyrics to a song? What is that from? Why can't I remember it? The knowledge nook. You must help me out on that one, please. I'm having a brain fart. What is that from? Alpha Omega just said this. Thank you. Okay. That's hilarious. But yes, you are absolutely right. Alpha Omega. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. What song? White Pony? Wait. Who's that by? White Pony. Or White Horse. Okay. I'm just looking it up. We got some time to kill. Hold on. Is it White Horse? You talking about Chris Stapleton? No, this is a song. It sounds like, isn't it from like White Pony? This is gonna drive me crazy. White Pony. Hold on. I'm looking at the Deftones. What? The Deftones? I don't think I know this one. I don't think. Because there's a song called White Horse by Chris Stapleton. Okay. Wow, you guys are going in. Laid back white horse. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Laid back. If you want to ride, don't ride the white horse. Okay. Why don't I know this? I don't think I know this song. Hold on. Let me I'm gonna iTunes it real quick. We got some time to kill. Hold on. Where's words? Oh, okay. I haven't heard that song in like never. Okay, I do know the song. Okay. I'm like, what is this? What song? Okay, thank you. Now I'm much I'm much smarter now. Okay. See, all because of you guys. Look at that. Okay. You're the only reason why I'm awake at work. Yeah, you're very welcome, Angela. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Hey, I try to keep it interesting. The knowledge nook. Yes. White horse. But made it back. Okay. Thank you. I if it's from the lyrics, I know the hook. And that's about it. Okay. That's all I got. That's all I got for you. But still, no matter what's very interesting is that back to the testimony. So they said, name the dealers. She's like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if she's doing that to protect herself or that she just can't remember because she was so zooted the entire time. Maybe. Okay. So she's like, let me refresh your memory then. In this job, this clothing line, it didn't work out due to, I guess there was creative differences going on in the Diamond Supply Company. So she's like, yeah, I believe they saw what I was trying to do, but maybe they just didn't agree with what she was trying to do, right? And so she said, like whatever, right? Moving on. You believed you were one of Cassie's best friends. She's like, yes, but you didn't meet Diddy for a whole year. You met in 2016, and that was the first time at a dinner at this particular house, or I'm thinking at his house. It might have been his house. She says, yes. Was he standoffish to you? She says, yes, he was. Okay. Did you talk with Deontay after his testimony? Yes, I did. But not about his testimony, right? She's like, we know what's going on, which could mean so many different things. You need to talk. You don't need to talk because objection sustained. She says you hired Blackburn to sue Diddy. It was to seek justice. Your definition of justice is to sue Diddy. She says, can you rephrase that? She says, okay, your definition of justice is suing Diddy for money. She says, yes, I believe so. Excuse me. There's more. All right. So in November 2023, you are aware Cassie filed a lawsuit. You were working together then at that time, right? Yeah. We were working together at that time. May we have a sidebar? This is what prosecution said. And the judge says, okay, sidebar. And they're back. Defense continues. Cassie included the balcony incident in her lawsuit, right? Yes, that's very true. So Cassie said this happened at a hotel. True? She didn't say it like that. You said your apartment has a balcony, right? This is interesting. I'm interested to see where they're going with this. But hold on. The witness admits to regular substance use. She testified that she and Cassie had once been regular users of substances when they were in Diddy's social world. Under cross examination, she confirmed she did K, Mary Jane, E, Yayo, and the V in this time of her life. She said one of her favorite things to consume was Cocoa Puffs, like we heard. It's it's a blunt with sprinkles of yayo in it. So she said we had a problem, and it sounded like a serious problem, right? It definitely sounded like a serious problem. Let's see what they're saying here. So she first met Diddy at dinner in his house around 2016. So she confirmed that she first met Diddy sometime around 2016 at a dinner at his house. Okay, so she testified that she went to dinner as Cassie's friend. She confirmed that Diddy was very standoffish with her that day. Bana testified that she's still friends with Cassie and celebrity stylist Deontay Nash, who testified last week. She hasn't spoken with both of them since the trial began, but she confirmed that they have not discussed. She has spoken with both of them since the trial began, but confirmed that they have not discussed the testimony. Interesting. Which, of course, they're trying to throw that in so people go, ooh, wait a second. You guys are talking to each other. You guys aren't talking about the testimony. You ain't trying to corroborate your stories together. Come on now. See what I'm saying? They're trying to poke holes in any way that they can. Okay. Excuse me. So she also testified that she hired a lawyer to sue Diddy. She also acknowledged that lawyers that she hired have acted on her behalf. Okay. What else is there? She testified Cassie asked her to be named in her lawsuit over the balcony incident, but she refused. So she confirmed that she spoke with Cassie before and after Cassie filed this lawsuit in November 2023. She asked Cassie asked Bana to have her name in connection with the balcony incident in her lawsuit, but she refused to put her name in there. She also testified that she did not tell any of her friends about her own lawsuit. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't tell everybody about that too. I'd just keep it quiet because I'd be scared. I'd be scared, y'all. I'd be scared too. I don't blame her with her fears. I really don't. I really, really don't. So again, I think that they're trying to poke holes in the situation because she says, actually, it wasn't in a hotel. Okay. It was at an apartment. It was on a balcony in an apartment. It was not in a hotel. Right. So again, this is very interesting. They're trying to poke holes in the story to make it seem like that they're all corroborating this story, making things up, blah, blah, blah. But in actuality, it's like they're trying to make it seem like the incident, they haven't even gotten there yet, by the way. But I feel like they're trying to make it seem like the incident that happened when Mia and Deontay were jumping on his back and where she cut her eyebrow. I feel like they're trying to make it seem like all of this stuff is just fabricated stuff between these three friends and Cassie. All of this is just corroborated and is all fictitious. But then it's like, then explain how she got the gash on her eye. Right? Let's see. She said, okay, so defense says, you said your apartment, it has a balcony. She says, I didn't say it like that. Cassie told you you never saw, Cassie told you she never saw you over a balcony, right? No, ma'am. I don't remember. And then Westmoreland laughs and says, okay, all right. Right here, though, read this page, then look up. You had these conversations. And Bryana says, I don't know. What are they trying to point out here? Very interesting. Let's see. Witness testifies she reconnected with Cassie around the time of her lawsuit. So Bryana testified under cross-examination that she reconnected with Cassie and worked for her in late 2023 around the time Cassie filed her lawsuit with Diddy. Defense attorneys probed Bryana about her conversations with Cassie at the time, asking if they discussed filing legal action as they worked. Bryana said she did speak to Cassie before and after Cassie filed her lawsuit, but the two didn't discuss it while working. So they're basically saying, oh, you guys were corroborating this whole thing. You just wanted to take the Diddy down, and you wanted to do it all together at the same time. This is one big ass money grab. Interesting, right? So the pair did discuss the balcony incident in relation to the location and date it happened. This is what Bryana said in court. She also testified that Cassie asked if she could use Bryana's name in her lawsuit when discussing the incident. But of course, Bryana said, hell to the no, hell no. And I don't blame her. I'd be a little nervous about that too. Okay. I'd be a little scared about that too. I interesting though. Let's see if there's a new update from Inner City Press. Oh, damn, nothing. Yeah, this like Westmoreland and Steele, they're going in. Or at least they're trying to go in. Let's just say that. They're trying to go in. Are they successful all the time? No. But they're obviously trying to turn Bryana in, like Westmoreland is trying to turn Bryana into her little plaything right now. She's just like, okay, she's like a cat that cornered a mouse. She's just batting the mouse back and forth like, I'll eventually eat it, but I'm just having too much fun batting this little mouse around. And that's what it seems like right here. You know, Westmoreland is like thinking that she's cornering Bryana, but so far, I'm not seeing it. What they're alleging, they're best friends. They're close. Aren't you guys close? So wouldn't you say that you guys have talked about this testimony? You mean you've never talked about the testimony at all this entire time? Really? You see what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Come on. You're just throwing doubt in here for the sake of throwing doubt. You're not even trying to discredit the witness. Now you're just making up fabricated things. You're just making up a narrative that probably doesn't even exist. So again, very interesting stuff. Quick water break. So very interesting nonetheless. Yeah, and you're right, Tiffany. Deontay has not filed a lawsuit, from my understanding. He hasn't filed a lawsuit at all. He's living his life like it's golden, doing his thing, sashaying through life right now, right? He's doing fine. He hasn't filed a lawsuit. I think he's the only one out of the group that was there at that incident where Cassie got the gash over her eye. That's the only person that hasn't filed a lawsuit. And he was thrown against walls and, had Diddy put his hands on him, like seriously put his hands on him, and he has not filed a lawsuit, from what I understand. So again, that's very interesting. Let's see if there's anything more. So she laughs in her face, by the way. Laughs in Bana's face and says, all right, right here. Read this page and then look up. You had these conversations. So she says, I don't know. And I'm wondering what they're alluding to. Hopefully some outlets will explain this here in a second. Westmoreland says, about this alleged balcony incident, you and Cassie talked about the date, the place, who was there. Sure, true. In 2015 and 2016, you didn't see any signs of violence. True. You didn't see anything bad. True. I don't know the exact year. Oh, come on, Mang. Son of a... And CNN is just, well, just CNN. Let's see what New York Post says. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah. New York Post is slow on the up and up. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. ABC. Slow on that too. Dang, man. Dang, man. All right. All right. We got a new update. Let's see. So Westmoreland continues. The birthday party. What substances were you guys doing? I don't remember. So the alleged knife throwing incident, he just walked in and threw a freaking knife? I'm not sure. Are you telling the truth? Then, of course, prosecution says, objection! So, why would she lie? Why would she make that up? Like I said, they're trying to go, oh, see, holes in your story. They're just trying to point out doubt. That's it. She could very well be telling the truth. I believe she's telling the truth. Why would she go out of her way to lie? If there's footage of her leg, stuff like that, why would she lie? You got somebody like Rob Holiday calling her up, being like, yo, let's make a deal. Let's work this out. Diddy's right here. We're willing to work this thing out. Nah, I just don't see it. See, Mia's testimony was extremely faulty. Dawn Richard's testimony was extremely faulty. Okay? You got all of that. But at the same time, we got her saying that she went through these things. And now they're going, oh, no, you guys corroborated these stories. But somebody just mentioned, and it's a good point, that if they were all after a money grab, why isn't Deontay Nash filing some sort of lawsuit against Diddy as well? We've never seen that. They're desperate. This is a desperate attempt at trying to discredit this particular witness. That's all it is. That's all it is. Sad stuff. Yeah, Lee, exactly. It's like she was too hopped up on whatever substance that she was on, and that either she was seeing things with her own eyes or fabricating these memories in her mind, right? Just making ish up for the sake of making ish up. This is they're really trying. This is a very sad attempt. Hold on. I don't know if they're continuing on or if they're stopping right there. They probably will be continuing on. We'll see about that. We'll see what's going on. But hopefully they got something here soon. Because obviously. Mm-mm-mm. Dang, man. These are the moments I hate when it's like, we're just sitting there just counting the minutes. Just counting the minutes. Yeah, Tiffany. The Mia with the SA. Yeah. I mean, everyone, I feel like a lot of people are pumping their brakes because it just doesn't make any sense. One moment she's saying that, yeah, he put his paws on her. She saw things that, most people shouldn't be seeing. All right. Shouldn't even be witnessing things that people shouldn't even be doing to other people. And then then multiple meetings later, Mia's like, yeah, he essayed me too. It's like, wait a second. The timing's weird. She could very well be telling the truth, though. She could. But the timing is weird, right? And that's how the defense was successfully able to throw reasonable doubt, at least with her story and her testimony, right? But as far as this approach that they're doing here is basically the approach of, well, you were under the influence a lot. You sure you remember any of this? You really sure that he threw something? You weren't just completely out your doggone mind, hopped up on K-E, yayo, trees, Cocoa Puffs, whatever you want to call it. That maybe you're just fabricating these things. Maybe those things happen in a dream, right? Maybe those things happen in a dream. So, objection, they said sustained. So, back. Defense. Did you tell the government that they would get in knife fights? You said plural? I don't remember. Let me show you then. I was suggesting where the knife came from because it makes no sense. Damn. She said, because it makes no sense. If it's just about referring to where the knife came from, it doesn't make any sense, sweetheart. So you're saying you don't know how he got in to throw this particular pokey thing, but once he's left, you're no longer worried, right? I mean, I don't remember how I felt after he left. You say at a photo shoot, Diddy said to you, I could unalive you. Yes, he said that. Where is this going? Where is this going? And we sit and we wait. We sit and we wait. Well, while we're at it, while we're waiting, okay, please hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Of course, excuse me. Do not forget to crush that subscribe button. Subscribe. All right. That'd be greatly appreciated. This is a very interesting situation. And what he's saying here, it's just weird. It's very weird. What, like what are they trying to what are they alluding to? What's the defense trying to do here? Did you tell the government that they would get in knife fights? Plural. I don't remember. Oh, okay. You don't remember? Let me show you. I was suggesting where the knife came from. Okay, because that doesn't make any sense. So you're saying you don't know how he got in to actually throw the actual knife. But once he left, you were no longer worried. I don't remember how I felt. But then you say at a photo shoot, Diddy came up to you and said, I could unalive you. Yes, he did. Golly. The moments when I wish this was all on camera. Moments like this. Mm. Man. I mean, you know what, Isabella? I swear to God, I feel like, yeah, I'm waiting for literally someone to take all of the transcripts and turn it into a doggone movie. I'm not kidding. And this whole thing will be on Mother Lovin' Tubi. Wait for it. Somebody going to take all the transcripts and turn it into a doggone movie. Excuse me. Okay. So she says, okay. So then after that, you say at a photo shoot, he came up to you and he said, I will take out your life. I will take you out. I will unalive you. She says, yes. But at first you told the government it was at a party. I don't know what I said. So your first demand letter said Diddy said I could unalive you while he hung you over the balcony. Oh, snap. She said he did both, not just at the same time. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. But at first you told the government it was at a party. I don't know if I said that. Your first demand letter said Diddy said I could unalive you while he hung you over the balcony. He did both, just not at the same time. Remember though, now see they're trying to mess with the jury's memory. Hold on. She said in the very beginning during her direct, she said, hold on, reminder. She said, my first lawyer put out a demand letter to Diddy that was not cross-referenced or confirmed by me. And that information in that demand letter was not correct. Tyrone Blackburn was my lawyer, and I fired him because he was demanding too much money that I never authorized, and the information that he said in the letter were not correct. Now they're talking about your first demand letter. Your first demand. Hear it. Your first demand letter. So they're leaning on a demand letter that should be obsolete at this point because honestly, she's not represented by Blackburn anymore. She fired that dude's mother-loving ass and moved on to another lawyer because she said this lawyer was not accurate with her story, with her claims. So they're leaning on a demand letter. If I'm correct here, that should be null and void. Shouldn't even be used. But they're pulling it up and basically saying, well, you said that he would do this, this, and this. He said it simultaneously while he was hanging you over a balcony. Did he not? And that's why she's like, no. He did both, but just not at the same time. So that first demand letter, hold on. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, even so, she even mispronounces her name to just be a butthole. Okay, like they're being so to be condescending and rude. It's messed up. But like I said, very interesting. Here it is, right here. Bingo. Did your first lawyer send demand letters to Diddy? She says multiple. And the demand was high. He picked it. Did you approve the letters? No, they were incorrect. That's why I let him go. Who did you let go? All right. Who did you let go? Tyrone Blackburn. See? So now they're going back to they're leaning on something that, real talk, isn't even needed. They shouldn't even be leaning on it. They shouldn't be leaning on this one at all. Okay? Not the first demand letters. She moved on to another lawyer because that lawyer was not correct in what he was writing in the demand letters. See what I'm saying? So this is not the greatest move by defense. And they're sitting there going, you say, and it's like, well, she corrected it by getting rid of that lawyer and getting a new one. And I'm sure those demand letters are a lot more accurate than what she had before. This lawyer is trying to make Bana look like Boo Boo the Fool solely because of her attorney's errors. Ain't that interesting? And yeah, this is another, it's like another, maybe this, Tyrone Blackburn was, maybe he was a ambulance chaser, maybe he's another Tony Busby, allegedly, right? But again, that's very interesting that they're going, your first letters here, they say something else. And it's like, did you not hear my testimony? Did you not hear when prosecution did their direct? I said, I fired that lawyer because he mucked it all up and he said the wrong things that were not accurate at all. Now I got a new lawyer and that lawyer fixed everything. So why don't you go to those demand letters instead of looking at these demand letters? See what I'm saying? So that's very interesting. That's if I'm correct. Like I said, if I'm actually correct. But let's take a look at this. Her testimony is shocking and damning and goes directly to RICO charge. Wow. Ooh-wee. This is apparently what a legal expert said. And that we've been hearing a lot of different things where, other legal experts have been saying, why haven't they talked about anything that shows proof of RICO or racketeering charges? But now we're hearing this something different. Okay. So they're saying her testimony has been shocking and damning and shows Sean Diddy Combs alleged also extended to those he was not romantically involved with. So this is what a former federal prosecutor said. So Bana was not in a relationship with Diddy. And if you recall, the defense has really tried to frame their alternative narrative of what was happening with Cassie between Diddy and Cassie as a toxic DV situation. But here we have another witness who is not romantically linked to Diddy because she likes the ladies. Let's not forget that too. Okay. About violently being aided by Diddy. So about the balcony, about all that stuff, right? So they also say that her testimony goes directly to the racketeering and conspiracy charge prosecutors are trying to prove because it demonstrates that Diddy was operating in a way that through threats, violence, and that goes to the corrupt enterprise aspect of the RICO. Very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting, I say. Okay, come on. Let's get some more dialogue. Come on. Okay, so your first demand letter said Diddy would unalive you while he hung you over a balcony. Your first demand letter. Remember, that's very important. That's crucial. Crucial information. First demand letter, not most recent demand letter from her new lawyer. Old demand letter from the lawyer that was getting it all wrong. So she said he did both, just not at the same time, trying to clear that, make that abundantly clear. So they go into a sidebar. What the? Oh, okay. Then after a long sidebar, they say, you met the government on January 18th, 2024. You didn't mention the I could unalive you, but put it in your subsequent demand letter. Yes, in a demand letter. But I don't know when I'd put that in a demand letter. So this to me is moving the goalpost. This to me is moving the goalpost. So you didn't put it in the first letter, but you did. You know what I mean? You didn't put it in the subsequent demand letter, and it's like, well, yes, I did. I put it in a demand letter. All right. I didn't say it at first at that time with the government, but it's on paper. It's on legal document. Debbie G, you ain't wrong with that. Thank you so much for the comment. Yeah, okay. The defense knows that they can confuse her because of her state. So they're doing everything they can to discredit her. Yet another reason why women do not come forward. You know what? You ain't wrong with that. And it's truly sad. It's truly sad because it's like, oh, well, since you were under the influence, clearly you were so out your mind, you can't remember everything. So do you remember this happened? This really happened? What you saw really happened? You sure that really happened? You just know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I do remember seeing that. And I did say that. And it did happen. But why did it take you so long to say anything about it? It's like, well, it didn't take very long. I actually did say this to the government. It just wasn't right off the bat. Oh, well, why didn't you say everything right off the bat? I don't know. I don't know. Aha. You see, jury, aha. You know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous. Charlie Miller, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. If this case was to be made into a movie, the director would be Tyler Perry. Medea would be the defense lawyer and be on either BET Plus or Tubi. You are not wrong with that. You ain't wrong with that. You know what I mean? And then later at the end, there would be a plot twist and be like, Cassie's not a woman. She's a man. You know what I mean? It'll be something crazy. Something crazy. You know? Full wig and mask reveal, right? It was Little Rod all along. Actually, it'd be Farnsworth Bentley. Actually, that would be the big reveal. What? All right, we got some more. So she says yes to the demand letter, but I don't know. I don't know when. So again, Westmoreland says, okay, girl, read this. All right. The whole thing, just this paragraph. Okay. And then judge says, as much as you would like. Okay. Thanks. All right. So I'm good. Okay. So you didn't tell the government about the I could unalive you. And Tyrone was there. Yeah? Yes. I ended up letting him go. Ugh. It's like slow inches. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's funny because Westmoreland is trying to get her Perry Mason on. See what I'm saying? She's really trying. She's like, okay. Okay. Why don't you read this text message, girl? Go ahead, girl. Read right here. Right? You don't see right about there? Right there? You don't see that? You don't see when you didn't mention about anything about him unaliving your ass? And who was in the room, mother lover? Mm-hmm. That's basically what it is. And then of course Bana is like, I'm just saying what happened. And it seems as if Bana is not handling these questions very well. It almost seems like she's like, but I don't know. I was there, but then it was later. We moved on. I have a different lawyer now. Like, she should have said that in the beginning. Well, honestly, the first demand letter was by my former lawyer, my former attorney. That is not my attorney anymore. We corrected everything. We resent different demand letters to get the story straight, because my previous lawyer was not getting the facts right. That's it. But that's the thing. She apparently did not get a chance, Takara. She did not get a chance to approve what she claims. She did not get a chance to approve whatever Tyrone Blackburn wrote in a demand letter, and he just sent that stuff out. He got super, super overzealous and just sent the ish out with no authorization, no okay, no reds, no, big old gold star of approval by his own client, which is insane. Okay. So now you're seeing Westmoreland, the defense, trying to get their Perry Mason on. Okay. That's exactly what's happening right now. You know what I mean? They're Perry Mason on because they're like, oh, I got you, mother lover. We about to corner you, B. Read this. You mean to tell me you didn't know? You don't remember until you suddenly remember about him threatening your life? You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Is there any more? Come on. Yes. Okay. She says, yes, I let him go. Okay. After all of this stuff, because he had the things wrong from what she claims. Right. So moving on. The defense says substances were pretty expensive, right? They are expensive? Well, now they are, right? I don't know. I'm sober. Did you run out of money for substances? I honestly don't remember that. So you and Cassie had a substance partnership. That's how you guys got along. You would buy, she would buy, and it would just be like on and off type thing, right? Yeah. Come on, man. Let me get this super chat. Oh, I already did this one. Thanks, Charlie Miller. Appreciate the love. Thank you so, so very much. But yeah, man, guys, hit that like button down below if you can. I'd love to see if we can get it to 1K. That would be dope as hell. All right. The knowledge nook. Yes. Hello. Thank you so much. I think 50 Cent is going to do a movie about this because of his baby mama being involved with Diddy. Yeah, you're right. He did say that didn't he do the documentary already? Didn't he do a Diddy documentary already? I'm telling you, somebody's going to take all of this, turn it into a movie. But the thing is that it's not going to be the Diddler. They're going to change names and locations. They're going to create a fictitious type of thing. This is going to be like a Law and Order SVU episode where you're like, oh, I know this story. They just changed the names and the situation, right? Instead of it being Diddy being some huge hip hop mogul, that kind of thing, it'll be like an Elon Musk type thing, and all the characters are white. You see what I'm saying? They're going to change it completely. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing if they change the race or anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying to make sure that they're like, we are far from the Diddy trial. Far from that. We're doing something that is inspired by it. So I could see something like that happening. Wait for it. I'm sure, Law and Order SVU has already done it already. With Ice-T in the corner, right? Let's see. What else is here? I play Michael B. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I would direct that mug, though. I would. Let's go on. Did you run out of money for substances? I don't remember that. You and Cassie had a substance relationship. Your relationship and your partnership kind of revolved around the substances, correct? Yes. So Cassie would pay for the substances and you would go and actually buy them, right? Can we say that we're correct on that? Yes, that's true. You're correct. Did you meet the government on May 25th, 2025, and then June 2nd, June 3rd, and June 4th? Okay. So in other words, yes, like today, yesterday, and the day before, and then also on May 25th. Okay. She's like, yeah, that's not long ago. That was seriously today, yesterday, and the day before. Literally, today's the 4th of June. Okay. She says, that's today. Okay, I'm not good with dates. Oh, that's not good. That's not good, cabrón. Yeah, I'm kind of like, wait, why? What are they alluding to here? What the are they alluding to here? Because that's what I'd like to know too. You mean to tell me they're like, so you met with the government May 25th of this year, then on the 2nd of June, 3rd of June, and 4th of June? And she's like, yeah, I mean, that's not long ago. And she's like, sweetheart, that's today. And she's like, I'm just not, okay, I'm not good with dates. Like, it's almost like I said, Bana is not handling these questions, this cross very well. She's not holding it down. She's not standing 10 toes down, standing on business saying, listen, he had it wrong. We messed this particular thing up. I fired his ass, okay? And then I got it correct. And then I sent out new demand letters. Yes, we used to be friends. Yes, we still talk every once in a while, but I don't talk to her about this doggone testimony. I don't want to. Please and thank you. Next question. But that's not what's happening. She is crumbling. And that's not a good look. Because at the end of the day, you got the jury sitting there with their little notepads, bored out of their skull, waiting for the dynamite to go boom, boom. And right now, this is not good. She's getting burnt out. And yeah, Tiffany, it's almost like she's ready to go. She's ready to go home. She's like, can I go home? You can cry on my pillow. Because that's kind of what's happening right now. This whole thing right here, not good. Sorry, I call it like I see it. In the very beginning, when she came in, I'm thinking, oh, this is bad for Diddy. But then now, she is kind of falling apart. Does it mean that what she said and what she's gone through is not true? I believe it is true. I think that this Westmoreland is riding on her anxiety and riding on her nervousness. And I can't wait to hear what other people who are in the room, I can't wait to hear what they say about this cross. Was she leaning in on her anxiety, leaning in on her nervousness, and just playing her like a little fiddle? Or was she really just completely messed up and just can't get her story and her facts straight. This is going to be interesting. But we're still waiting for more information because she is falling apart. So, did you meet with the government on the 25th of May, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of June? Yeah, that's not long ago. That's today, sweetheart. Okay, I'm not good with the dates. So, defense goes back. So, the balcony incident. Didn't you tell the government there was a party in that apartment? I don't remember that. You told the government your girlfriend was in the bathroom, not that you took her in there. Right? She says, she's my ex. Sheesh. Oh, this is so bad. Like, this is bad. This is not good. Because it's like, okay, now, yeah, Silver Blue. She should have had Pascal Prepper. I would have been like, wake up. These are the facts. If they say anything, you bark back. Stand 10 toes down. Do not fold. You got this. Don't be nervous. But I think that the nervousness, the anxiety, and then also at the same time, it's like, damn, they're taking back on things that she said in the past in previous interviews and basically throwing that all up in her face. And that's not good. Okay? This is not the greatest situation right now, guys. Damn. This is bad. This is bad, y'all. Yeah, like, is she asleep on the stand? It's weird. It's like she had all this information. And then as soon as they ask her these questions, suddenly she just whoop, goes like, it's like a turtle, right? She just goes right back in her shell. And it's like, hello. Like, where are you? Where did you go? Come back. Where did you go? You had all this information. You were so fine doing all this testimony. And then now it's time for cross. And you just disappear. What's going on here? Even so, it's like, we have nothing from NBC, which is weird too. Nothing. Let's see what CNN has to say. So defense says Bryana didn't tell prosecutors Diddy initially didn't say to prosecutors that, that that Diddy said that he would unalive her. So defense attorney Westmoreland suggested that during her first meeting, Bryana's first meeting with prosecutors, she did not mention that Diddy told her, I could unalive you. So Bryana said that she didn't remember when she told the government about that particular incident. So the defense also suggested that Bryana later told prosecutors the incident happened at a party, not at a photo shoot. Damn. Bryana said she did not remember if she said that. But if it's written down and they're transcribing a conversation and it's all under dam oath, then yeah, you're screwed right there. So the defense attorney said the first demand letter from Bryana's attorney alleged that Diddy said he could unalive her while she was hanging over a balcony. Remember, that's the first demand letter from the old, now fired lawyer, just so you know. Bryana testified that those were not her words and that the two incidents did not happen at the same time. She said she fired her attorney after that. Remember that? So she fired that lawyer because he got her facts all freaking wrong, did not cross-reference from her, did not check to make sure the information was correct. He did not care. He got super excited. He filed that paperwork and sent that paper, that demand letter over to Diddy and Diddy's team. That's it. So again, it does. Okay, first off, sloppiness is not great. The fact that she changed lawyers is not great at all either. It could look like, okay, this was an overzealous lawyer trying to get his Tony Busby on, or it's a lawyer that got it, that was saying exactly what she said. And she said, oops, no. I need to get it right because I had the story wrong. Wrong. And the conversations I was having with Deontay Nash and Cassie was different. And they've written out other things that are different. So I need to make sure my story is, backs and is insane, is the same as their claims as well. So I got to fire you and find another lawyer because now I look like I'm a liar. That could also be it too. Okay. So, man, not good. Not good. Not good at all. So you told the government the government your girlfriend was in the bathroom. Not that you took her in there. She says, my ex. Okay. Your complaint says you were smoking a cigarette on the balcony, not the Mary Jane. I don't remember. But they're different things. You don't remember saying these different things? Yes. I guess, yes, I don't. Okay. You told the government you recalled he was charging at you, right? I don't remember. This is not good. Oh, my God. Oh, this is not good at all, y'all. The balcony dangling story is now starting to become completely destroyed. This is not good, y'all. Okay, let me explain something to you guys real quick. Because I was hoping NBC would be saying something by now, but maybe it's so riveting in that courtroom right now that they can't move. They're just like, whoa, Westmoreland's going in. Westmoreland's going in. She is in. She is all up in that ass. Okay, she making a home. She just all up in the ass like this, making a home. Here it is, guys. Let me explain something to you. Whenever you are going through something that is absolutely traumatic as hell, you personally experienced it yourself, like someone charging at you and putting you on the railing of a 17-floor balcony, dangling you over the edge and threatening your mother-loving life. Do you think you're going to remember every little nuanced thing that happened to you that particular devastating and frightful day? Let me answer that question for you. Yes, you're going to remember. You're going to remember everything. I was wearing my favorite volleyball shorts and my Tennessee such and such T-shirt that I wear all the time. And yeah, I was smoking a J, and I was on the balcony. I was doing this, and this, and this, and this. You're going to remember everything. You're going to remember taking your girlfriend into a bathroom and hiding her in the bathroom, then running out to the balcony so that you can light up and smoke a spliff, whatever the hell it may be, right? And then Diddy comes charging at you, dangles you, or puts you onto the railing saying, what the F did you do? What the F did you do? What the F did you do? You know what I mean? You're going to remember those things like the back of your hand easily. You're not going to sit there and go, oh, I don't remember this, and I don't remember that. I don't remember him charging at me. I don't remember saying that to the government. The reason why you're going to remember saying that to the government is because every single moment, that moment is traumatizing. The story should never change. The story should never change. For the most part. Now, Callie, I understand. What about PTSD? Though, I feel you on that. But here it is, though. Here it is. You're going to remember certain things. There's going to be key staple moments that you're going to remember. Maybe you're not going to remember what kind of flip-flops you were wearing, or if you were wearing flip-flops. Maybe you won't remember the color of the shorts you're wearing, stuff like that. But when you're telling the story over and over and over again to the government or to a lawyer or whatever, you're going to make sure that you have that story on point. So every single time, these are little tiny details, but these details are massive. She says she was out there smoking a cigarette, but then on testimony, she's saying she's smoking a J. What is it then? Then she says, I don't remember. Wait, what don't you remember? Why don't you remember this? Were you smoking a cigarette or were you not? You got to remember how this is being presented to a quote unquote unbiased jury that is hearing this story and this testimony for the very first time. So as soon as you got a defense lawyer going up there and going, hey, you said something different to the government before. Technically, you said it was a cigarette. The other time you said you saying right now that you ran that girl, your girlfriend at the time, to the bathroom and hit her in the bathroom. But now, in what you said before to the government, you say the girlfriend ran and hid herself while you went out on the balcony and smoked a cigarette. These are different claims. The devil's in the details, everybody. And that's exactly what Westmoreland is doing right here. Going, oh, wait a second. Okay, your facts are all wrong, girl. Also, the other thing. Oh, you say, she says it was a hotel. But then it wasn't a hotel. It was not even a hotel, was it? You say he came to you at a photo shoot and said, I'm going to unalive you. But in other reports, you say it was somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? This is not good. Even if she's telling the truth, because I understand your story can change over time. You might remember that one little nuanced thing, so on and so forth. But at some point, you're going to have a consistent story that's not going to change except for maybe one little thing. But what they're doing right now in front of this jury is trying to poke the F out of holes in her story. And when one time she says it differently here, and then what she's saying on the stand right now, it does make you wonder, oh no. Oh no. Not another one. Okay. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Okay. Not again. Well, this should be ending here soon. But anyway, and I understand some of you guys are not going to agree with what I'm saying here, and that's totally fine. Okay. I totally understand. Okay. Unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to end this show. Okay. Because sirens are going off, and last time it was pretty intense. Sorry, guys. It looks like there's another. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to end the show. Okay, guys, unfortunately. If there's anything more, I will let you know. Wow. Okay, real quick. This is also what's crazy. She apparently said at first that she was SA'd by Diddy. Wow. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, I got to hop off here. It looks like a big tornado warning's happening and all that. But trust me, we will talk about this more. Lisa, thank you so much. These witnesses should be prepped as well. I agree, or should be prepped well. What the F? I agree. It's pretty bad. But I'm going to hop off here. Okay, guys. I got to make sure we are all safe here. But I appreciate you guys. We got to talk here soon. So that is the show. Of course, if there's any updates, I'll let you guys know. I'm sorry for cutting it short, but Alarms are going off, all that stuff. It's pretty bad. I hear the sirens in the background, so I'm going to get off the show, okay? But hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button, please, and thank you. Stay safe out there. I'll be praying for you guys and all that, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Much love to you guys. I got to get going. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.